Usual. Transport officials will start handing out 6,500 pesos in fuel subsidies to PUV drivers next week. Presidential bets are busy courting voters across the country as election season heats up. And the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach will be reopening to the public after the Holy Week. The Environmental Department has vowed to make its waters swimmable as soon as possible. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The Uniteam tandem of Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte took their campaign to Laguna today. We have mobile journalist Julie Baiza in Santa Rosa to give us the latest. Julie, kamusta ang pagtanggap ng mga taga-Laguna sa Uniteam?
Sean, masasabi natin na mainit din ang pagtanggap ng mga taga-Laguna sa Uniteam tandem ni Bongbong Marcos at Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. Marami ring sumalubong sa caravan nila kanina mula Binyan patungo nga dito sa Santa Rosa kung saan ginawa yung huling grand rally nila ngayong araw. Gayon naman, syempre, hindi pa rin nawala yung mga supporter ng ibang kandidato na naglabas ng banner nila habang nagsasagawa ng caravan ng Uniteam.
Alright, Julie, anong naging laman ng speech ni BBM dyan sa Laguna?
Ang pangako pa rin ni BBM sa mga taga-Laguna ay tututukan ng edukasyon, pagkakaroon ng trabaho, infrastructure program, kabilang daw yung digital infrastructure para gumanda ang internet connection, pagbaba ng presyo ng kuryente at syempre yung pagkakaisa ng bawat Pilipino.
Alright, in terms of endorsement naman, Julie, nakakuha ba ng panibagong mga endorsement dyan ang Uniteam?
Yes, Sean. Present sina Laguna.
Hello, Julie. All right, it looks like our connection with Julie was cut. We'll try to circle back and get updates from her a little bit later on. But for now, let's check in on Vice President Leni Robredo, who has taken her campaign to Negros Occidental today. We have mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro on the ground. Jacob, hi. Where are you now exactly? Where in Negros? And what was VP Leni up to in Negros today? All right, it seems we also have lost our connection to Jacob Lazaro. While we fix the lines, let's move on to... All right, I think we fixed the connection to Julie. Julie, hello? Naririnig mo na ako, Julie?
Yes, Sean.
Alright, so gaya nga ng sinabi natin no kanina, nakakuha ba ng mga panibagong endorsement dyan sa Laguna ang Uniteam tandem ni Bongbong Marcos at Sara Duterte?
Yes, present kanina sina Governor Ramil Hernandez, Vice Governor Karen Agapay at Congressman Ruth Hernandez sa Grand Rally ng Uniteam sa Santa Cruz, Laguna. Mismong si Governor Hernandez pa ang nagpasalamat sa 18 mayor na sumusuporta raw sa Bongbong Sara tandem. Yung ilan sa kanila dumalo sa Grand Rally kanina.
Alright, in terms of security, Julie, naghigpit ba sila ng seguridad dyan? Siyempre matapos no, yung issue ng nanakawan sa supporters sa nakaraang sortie ng Uniteam.
Sa totoo lang, walang ipinagkaiba. Walang masyadong pinagkaiba pagdating sa seguridad. Mahigpit lang sila doon sa areas na dadaanan ng VIPs o ng mga kandidato at sa mismong paligid ng stage. Pero sa crowd, walang extra measures na nakita. Though wala rin tayong narinig na announcement ngayon na may mga nananawagan ng nawalan dito sa Grand Rally.
Alright, sino-sino naman, Julie, ang naging kasama ngayon sa Grand Rally ng Uniteam? May notable performers ba or performances?
Kanina hinarana ni Senador Bong Revilla at asawa niya lang si Mayor Lani Mercado ang audience. Dumating din si Tony Gonzaga na ilang mga rally na rin na hindi nagpo-perform. Si Andrew E. present pa rin at nagpasayaw pa nga siya, nagpa-TikTok dance siya sa ilang mga supporters na pinakyat niya sa stage.
Alright, maraming salamat sa update. Julie Baiza, mobile journalist reporting to us from Laguna. In other news, thousands of PUV drivers are set to receive fuel subsidies amid the sharp rise in oil prices. But for some of them, this is nothing but a band-aid solution. Mon Gualvez with the report.
The government is set to distribute 2.5 billion pesos worth of fuel subsidy next week under the Pantawid Pasada program. Each beneficiary will receive at least 6,500 pesos. This is also just the first tranche of payouts, with the second round scheduled next month. The program, meanwhile, has been expanded to cover not just public utility jeepneys, but also taxis, buses, UV Express, TNVS, tricycles, and even delivery riders.
Malaking bagay din yan eh. Kumbaga, kung sakaling pwedeng iparehas na lang din sa lahat-lahat, gawing 6.5 na lang din, mas pasalamat po kami.
But some of them doubt they will get any subsidy.
Tingin mo hindi kayo makakatanggap?
Tingin namin hindi eh. Siyempre, napunta sa operator yan eh.
Hindi nila nakukuha yun, no? Subsidy ng mga driver. Hindi namin masabi kung na kanino. Nakukuha lang na kung sino-sino.
Magkano lang ngayon? Yung petrolyo talaga ibaba. Wala pag-asa yan.
This is the same sentiment from the Liga ng Transportasyon at Operators. The group called on the government to offer real solutions to the problem.
Kailangan ng driver po ay maliwanag, tapyasan yung anong buwis na excise tax o naman, di ba ho? At saka i-repeal o revisahin yung batas deregulation law.
At least 30 transport groups have threatened to hold a strike next week if the government does not hear these demands. Meanwhile, based on the LTFRB's records, some 156,000 of over 377,000 subsidy beneficiaries already have fuel cards. PUV drivers can use the cards to purchase fuel only at participating gasoline stations. The government has also allotted 500 million pesos in petroleum discounts for the agriculture sector. Each beneficiary under the program will receive 3,000 pesos. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. Exactly the same. Is this Jacob? It doesn't sound You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Vice President Leni Robredo takes her campaign to Negros Occidental today. Let's get the details from mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, who's reporting to us over the line from Bacolod City. Jacob, hello. What was VP Leni up to in Negros today?
Hi, Sean. Well, today is probably one of the busiest day of Vice President Leni Robredo in her campaign. Here in Negros Occidental alone, she had 10 activities that were both open and close to the media. And those were spread out in 8 different cities and municipalities here in Negros Oriental. And right now, actually, we're here in the Grand Rally in Bacolod City.
All right, Jacob, you are now in Bacolod City. Are there any local officials in Negros Occidental that have expressed support for Robredo?
Well, Sean, here in Negros Occidental, it's against all odds, all political odds for Robredo, as 28 out of the 31 mayors here in Negros Occidental have expressed their endorsement for Uniteam. Only 4 of them, only 4 local officials have expressed, and those are Governor Eugenio Lacson and the 3 mayors in Sagay, Cadiz, and Tipalay City.
All right, well, never mind the officials. Then how were the Negrenses' reception of VP Leni? Unofficial numbers from her previous rally were somewhere at around 45,000. Are you seeing roughly the same turnout today?
Well, actually, it seems like this Bacolod Grand Rally is aiming to surpass all of the previous records, the 47,000 in Cavite, because there's a conservative estimate of around 35,000 attendees or kakampigs here, and we haven't even seen the final numbers yet. But another noticeable thing or another interesting thing is that in the mini rally, just a small rally in Sagay City, there were already 8,000 attendees, and you usually see that numbers in the grand rally. But in such a small rally, that's already an impressive feat, 8,000 attendees.
All right. Well, what about these reports, Jacob, that the camp of the vice president received threats prior to touchdown in Negros? Do we have any more clarity or details on this?
Yes, actually, I talked to several supporters, and there were some supporters who had their booking with the bus, with the different bus lines here, canceled. But I also talked to other supporters, and they said their booking remained intact. They were still traveling from Cadiz to another province to Bacolod City. Although there seems to be a clarification from the organizers here that the cancellation of the bus bookings were not really motivated in spite of Robredo or her campaign. Although the Yansom group of bus companies have expressed their support for the Uniteam, but that's not really a motive. They said it was just some logistical problem that forced the bus company to cancel their bookings because the route was out of the way. So it was more of like a misunderstanding rather than a political move.
All right, glad to hear no threats have been thrown out as early as now. But Jacob, how is the atmosphere there right now? Are the supporters in concert mode? Are they, eagerly awaiting the performers in the Grand Rally? Are we expecting some big name performers tonight?
Yes, actually, we're expecting, a star-studded event again, similar to the Cavite and Iloilo Grand Rally. Sharon Cuneta, the megastar, will be here. Mayonnaise, the company, Kula Desma, and River Maya, which will, of course, rile up the crowd. But aside from that, they really did come here. The energy here is ecstatic. Many of the attendees that I've talked to came here out of support for the ideals that Robredo represented, which is an honest and trustworthy government. In fact, a lot of them were volunteers who crafted their own giant human puppets in relation to the Mascara Festival of Negros Occidental. I talked to this old couple earlier that made a sculpture out of Robredo's image to give to Robredo. So you can see that the people here are very dedicated to their presidential bet.
All right, thank you so much for those updates and do enjoy the show. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro reporting to us live from Bacolod City in Negros. And for more updates, do visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.